IELTS writing essay, advantage outweigh disadvantage. I have a lot of problems. I'm not sure which structure to follow. Should I stick to a 4-paragraph structure or a 5-paragraph structure? How to generate the ideas? How to use the template? How to make sure I get full marks and how to write it in less than 40 minutes? Well, if you're wondering about the complete end-to-end strategies with a full tutorial, then trust me, this is the video. Make sure you watch the video till that. Hey everybody, Nakul from Skills IELTS. Really hope everybody is doing fantastic. I'm back with yet another video. Today's video is all about the IELTS writing essay advantage outweigh disadvantage. The full tutorial. Before we get into the video, if not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button. And anytime you need online assistance, it's a paid assistance. You can WhatsApp us to the number given there. I'll be there. We will be there to help you guide in the right direction. Alright, let's quickly straight away get into the video. Let me just share my screen. IELTS essay advantage outweigh disadvantage, the complete tutorial. Well, in this video today we will understand each and everything, how to write the para 1, body 1, body 2, do we need a body 3, conclusion, which template to use, how to generate the ideas and everything. Make sure you watch the video till the end with a complete dedication and the concentration. Alright, so yes, when you talk about advantage outweigh disadvantage, I personally believe that you can justify to the question not just with a 4-para structure. A 5-para structure would be more convenient for you to convey your thoughts effectively in front of the examiner. Out of which the para 1 would be the introduction where you state your viewpoint. My view is that advantage outweigh disadvantage or the disadvantage outweigh advantage. And then you move on to explain the body 1 where you explain the impactful advantages. We will talk about it. Body 2 explain less impactful disadvantages, and body 3 explain why the advantage outweigh disadvantage, and then the conclusion. So when we talk about the advantage outweigh disadvantage, remember it is not about the number of advantages and the number of disadvantages. A lot of people get confused and end up writing 3 advantages, 2 disadvantages, and hence advantage outweigh disadvantage. 0 mark, no marks for that. The question is about weight. You write 1 advantage only with a weight of 200 kg. You write 5 disadvantages with a weight of 1 kg each. Getting it in the end, it's 200 kg with 1 advantage, 5 kg with 5 disadvantages. So which one is outweighing? Advantage is still outweighing the disadvantage. Hope you're getting the actual concepts. It's not about writing the number of advantages. It's about writing impactful advantages over less impactful disadvantages. This is the first thing. Hope you are getting the complete clarity. Fine. So this is the structure that we use, that I advocate to all my students to use this, especially body 3 is where you can actually convey your thoughts effectively. People skip this and write the conclusion by saying advantage outweigh disadvantage. You can do it, but I personally feel that you can just give justice, serve justice to the question by having a separate body. So don't worry, I have template everything covered in this video. So let's talk about the question. At the present time, this is the question. The population of some countries includes a relatively larger number of young adults compared with the number of old people. More young than the old. Let's say 100 people in a survey, 80 are young, 20 are old. Do the advantages of the situation outweigh the disadvantage? Don't write the advantages of having young people. The question is not that. The question is about advantage of having more young people than the old people. That comparison should always be there in each of the advantage and the disadvantage. That's the very first thing that needs to be considered. So before writing, the planning is very essential, isn't it? Let's say you're constructing a big building. If you don't plan, if you don't give the project to an architect, what is going to happen? The building will collapse one day, or it will not come as per the required things for the obvious reasons. The planning is very much required here. And what to plan? Before writing, let's say before starting to write, you should have the complete blueprint of what you're going to write. Correct? Let me just highlight what I'm talking about. Check which side has better points. Do I have effective advantages over the disadvantage, or do I have the effective disadvantages over the advantage? Think about it, and then think about what are the advantages impactful, what are the disadvantages less impactful. Then decide, oh, first paragraph I can write advantage outweigh disadvantage. Second paragraph what I can write, second paragraph I can write about this disadvantage. For the advantage, what are the supporting points? So this can be supporting point. This is an example. Third paragraph, this is a disadvantage. Oh, this is a supporting point. Oh, this can be an example. Is it making sense? Oh, yes, making sense. So now let me start writing. This is very, very crucial. 90% of the people don't do this. They read the question, start writing. No, man. Get more clarity on the main idea, supporting idea, example for body 1, body 2, body 3, and then you start writing, and that is what I am going to show now. Introduction is the first para. How to write intro? There are two ways of writing it. One way is to just paraphrase. I am going to talk about it. Second way is to use a template. Those who don't want to paraphrase, it's okay. You can just use the template and finish it off. Either ways, you'll get marks. I'm going to talk about both of them in just a while. How to write introduction? Very simple. Use the same lines as the question. Step number 1. Step number 2, paraphrase. What is that? We will talk. State the viewpoint. Only 3 steps. So yes, we will state the same as the question. This is the question. At the present time, the population of some countries include a relatively large number of young adults. Paraphrase. At the present time, currently, the population of some countries include a relatively large number of young adults. So currently, the youth population, young adults become youth population. Some countries become certain countries. Relatively large or more compared with, in comparison to, number of old people, number of elderly or older people. Isn't it that easy? Don't take extra time to write the introduction. Just paraphrase it and finish it off. And then you're going to state your viewpoint. That's the third step. I believe the situation possesses advantages which definitely outweigh the disadvantage. In this essay, I'll explain the reasons for it. Done and dusted. It should not take more than 1 minute to write this. No, Nakul, I am still not convinced. I want a template. Then just stick to this. In today's complex world, numerous issues and topics are subject to debate. One such topic is, you have to write the topic sentence. I show you how to write in just a while. While it is true that every topic has its own set of advantages and disadvantages, the benefits of the topic outweigh the drawbacks. Advantage outweigh the disadvantage. This essay will explore the various advantages and demonstrate why they hold greater significance compared to the disadvantage. Entire thing is a generic sentence. Can I use this? So definitely yes, it will give mark. Just that 2 topic sentences. Twice you need to write, and this is what topic sentence looks like. In today's complex world, numerous issues and topics are subject to debate. One such topic is the higher proportion or higher population of youth over the elder. That's a question. The population of some countries include relatively larger number of youth compared with the old people. That's exactly higher population of youth over the elderly. Here having higher youth population. Just write topic sentence, something related to the question, done and dusted. This also is fine, the previous one is also fine. But here you need to memorize. Some people cannot memorize. I cannot memorize. If you belong to this category, then don't do it. Take the first one. No, Nakul, I can memorize. I have that ability which most people lack. Then go with this. Either ways, you will get good marks. Second one, I would suggest go with it. You just have to memorize. And previously, the previous video, 2 videos I made generic universal template for introduction and conclusion. The last 2 set of videos, check in my channel. This template can be used for any question I have given how to use it. Just memorize this and use it for all the questions, done and dusted. Easy peasy. Alright, so quickly move on to the body 1. The body 1, 5 para structure. We finished intro, we now come to the body 1. This is where all the marks are hidden. It's not just about the idea generation, it's not just about the grammar, it's not just about the vocabulary, it's about the coherence, cohesion. 4 things are considered, 4 parameters are considered while evaluating an essay. The first is the task response. What is your name? My father's name is, no, tell your name. My father's name is, tell your name. Answer to the question, that's idea generation, that is task response. Task response. Second is coherence, cohesion. How well are you narrating the story? It's like a screenplay of the movie. Some movies will be really good, though they do not have a good story, because the screenplay is like that. Correct? The screenplay. That is coherence, cohesion. Third is grammar. Grammar is all about using simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence. I made many videos on the same explaining what a simple sentence, compound sentence and complex sentences. Vocabulary, don't worry too much. Use formal words. Other than that, don't have to not too much worry about vocabulary if you want 7 or 7.5. For 8 bands, you need a solid vocabulary. Topic related apt vocabulary we call. Don't simply Google it and try to use a synonym. All those things don't work. So now how to write body 1, you will explain the impactful advantages. What structure that has to be used. Internal structure. So far we talked about 5 paragraph structure. Intro, body 1, body 2, body 3, conclusion. That you're looking out from a distance. From a distance, if you look, how does the appearance of a house looks like? The external appearance, that is the structure that we talked. Now internal structure inside the house, how it should look like. One main idea, supporting idea, example, conclusion, and pay more attention, pay more attention. One main idea, one sentence only you will write. Don't try to mix them with multiple big sentence. Preferably one simple sentence. Supporting idea, one sentence is also fine. If you are not able to, then write 2 sentences easily. Aram se you write, no problem. And then example, don't write in 1 sentence, at least 2 or 3 sentences, and then conclusion if required. The idea of this main idea, supporting idea, example is, let's say you talked about one idea, the second line should continue talking about that idea only. The third line should also continue talking about that idea only. That is the essence. Let's say you want to drink an apple juice and you decided to make or prepare the apple juice on your own. You went to market to get the apple. You go to market, get the apple, pay the money to the guy who sells it, come back, use a mixer, chop the apples and put it, grind it, put some milk if you want, and just drink the apple milkshake. This people don't do. They want to drink apple juice, but they go to market, take the apple, and then they see mango, then they see pineapple. They take that and come here and eat. Drink mixed fruit juice. Don't do that. Don't do mixed fruit juice here. It is just apple juice means apple juice. So whatever you talk in the first line, continue talking about the same. Hope you are getting it. So this is the structure. Now before writing the body 1, you need to have a complete overview of what you're going to write. For example, I have written, what is that main idea when you have more youth population compared to old? Productivity is higher. Why? Because old people, due to the age difference or due to the age factor, will not be able to work effectively. Young blood man, they will be able to be very effective, be quick. Late nights also they can work. Example, in India, the GDP has gone up. Many software companies have invested, have come up because more youth population, because they can work effectively. This is what I am going to write in the next slide that I am going to show shortly. So this idea you should have before you start writing. Productivity is higher. Why? Some supporting points. Any example? Yes. I talked about productivity. Supporting idea as a continuation of how can the productivity be higher. For example, more youth population works super because of the high productivity, GDP has gone up. See, first line I talk about productivity and the last line also it is surrounding in productivity only. Apple juice, not mixed fruit juice. This clarity you need to have then. Writing is a cakewalk, man. Use a template. To begin with, one prominent advantage of having less elderly population and more youth population is the higher productivity rate. Main idea. This is because, or this means, template, provide specific details to support it. This can be in 1 or 2 sentences, it's up to you. And then for instance, this can be in 2 or 3 sentences, up to you. And if you still have many more ideas to write for 8 bands or 8.5 bands, I would recommend to write another advantage. Moreover, this refers to the fact that supporting idea and example. 7 you need, 7.5 you need, 6.5 you need, 6 you need, this is not required. One advantage is enough. Nakul, it's outweigh Nakul, like I told you in the very beginning, it is not about writing 5 advantages over 1 disadvantage, it's about the writing effective advantages. So this is enough. In the blue that I have written, it's enough. Now we will see how to write. The same thing, whatever I told here. Productivity will be more because of the age factor, elderly cannot work. Young people can work. Example, in India, more youth population over the elderly. I have to talk about both youth compared to old. Throughout my essay, GDP has gone up because of higher productivity and hence more youth over elderly is helpful. That's exactly what I'm going to write, but in some fancy terms. Okay, one prominent advantage of higher youth populace over the elderly is enhanced productivity. Simple sentence I am writing. You need to have a mixture of simple, compound and complex sentences. Remember, you want more idea about it, check my video on simple, compound, complex sentence, you get better clarity. Alright, this means now one or two sentences, whatever you want to justify, you can justify it either in one sentence or two sentences. Elderly individuals, owing to the natural effect of aging, may not possess the same level of proactiveness or agility and vigor, means that energy, that spirit that their younger counterparts do. And consequently, you could have finished in one line only. If you don't want, then full stop. Consequently, we can anticipate a more rapid completion of tasks and projects. The first line we talked about, productivity. Second line, rapid completion of task. It's the same thing. I want to drink apple juice. I go to a market and pick up apple, not mango. I'm picking up apple. Here I'm picking up apple. Hope you are getting it. This is an art. Here is where people need feedback. Some can do it on their own by watching the videos, but few, not few, many would actually need feedback, because this differs from question to question. Every question has a different way of writing it, isn't it? So the more you write, the more you understand. The supporting idea is done. For instance, in India, GDP has gone up because more youth population, less elderly. Due to this, enhanced productivity, blah blah blah. Hence, having more youth over elderly is always helpful. This I have written with a story. India has emerged as a global hub for international software companies. This search, that's where the Corin's question is going up, in youth-driven innovation has led to a consistent upswing in the nation's GDP. You don't have to write this fancily. You can write in simple terms with simple words, no problem, if you want 7 or 7.5. For 8, probably this level of English is required. The core reason behind this is the remarkable efficiency. See here, proactiveness, productivity. Not, I'm only talking about apple juice means apple, 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 no mango, nothing, no new idea included. And the youth bring to the workforce, signifying the importance larger youth population over the elderly. In conclusion, if you want, you can add, but here only I have concluded it. Whatever I told here, the same things have been written in a proper way. Any doubts, do leave a comment in the comment section. Second paragraph is done. So, I have effectively told how impactful this advantage is. Now, I have to go to the body to explain the less impactful cons. That means you explain something and in the body 3 you tell how that con can be fixed. Therefore, it is not a very grave disadvantage. This is a normal disadvantage that can be fixed, and hence in the fifth para, advantage outweigh disadvantage. That's the whole essay is all about. Hope you are getting the dots, how we are connecting one by one. Correct? So, now we go to body 2, for which we have a template, but similar thing, whatever the way you wrote body 1, the same structure that will be used. Main idea, supporting idea, example, conclusion. No people to guide the young blood. Very less people are there, man. No people to guide the young blood. This means what will happen? Supporting idea. When there are very less elderly to guide the inexperienced, probably this inexperienced may take wrong decisions, leading to big mistakes in the company or anywhere. For example, in India, though there is a productivity, all those things, the many youths lack the guidance, because of which they have made blunders, because of which a lot of companies are washed out. Can you write this? Yes. That's exactly, you need to put it in a fancy term. Youth need guidance from the experienced. India, where youth are more and take up responsible jobs without having many experienced individuals, there are more chances of making mistakes. Simple, easy peasy, the same thing we will write using a template. Despite its advantages, having more youth over the elderly also presents several disadvantages. I need this is a part of a template, exactly copy paste. One notable drawback is, put it in the simple sentence if possible, otherwise you can write a compound complex as well. The scarcity or lack of guidance stemming from the relative inexperience and impatience of the youth. You have any supporting points? This is the main idea. When the elderly population is diminished, the essential guidance and the support, emotional support that young individuals require can also get washed out, can become limited. You have an example what is going to happen? You have any scenario as to what has happened because of this? Never write the example in one sentence. It's an example, a scenario. You have to explain them. For instance, in India, there are numerous instances where youth are compelled to make pivotal decisions independently, big decisions, bereft of, without the help of counsel and support typically provided by their elders due to the paucity of the population, means less population. This predicament, this situation can often lead to substantial errors in judgment. Or you can say this has already affected people's confidence, the company has washed out. You can take an example of a company and give an example, anything is fine, but give an instance where the lack of guidance has resulted in some problem. That's exactly here, lack of guidance is like apple juice. Getting it, the scarcity of guidance only, support, bereft of the counsel and the support means guidance. Same thing only we are talking throughout the body, paragraph 2. This is the art of essay writing. Welcome to the IELTS essay writing. Hope you are getting it. Don't mix your thoughts. One thought, just continue, finish it and then start the another thought. Before starting another thought or before finishing one thought, don't imbibe or include or induce another thought in between. It is not mixed fruit juice, it's always one juice. Apple juice, mango juice, get the mango and finish it and drink it. Pineapple juice, get the pineapple and drink it. Don't mix the things. That's where when you mix, the marks will just be down. Now we come to the most important part wherein you actually answer the question asked. You can put it in the conclusion with 2-3 sentences, but since the question itself is, do the advantage outweigh disadvantage? So far we have not talked about advantage outweigh disadvantage. We only talked about impactful advantages and some disadvantages. Since the question demands that, let's have a separate paragraph to impress the examiner. Well, this is also a part of the template. These disadvantages highlight the need for proactive measures to address these issues, and that's exactly what I am going to talk in the next paragraph. The one highlighted in the color is all the template. Alright, now we go to the body 3 where you talk about why the advantage outweigh disadvantage. This also has a template, simple template. Although the topic has its drawbacks, the advantages it brings are more significant. That's the first thing. Now you're going to prove why. This is because 2 sentence or 3 sentence, don't write in 1 sentence, 2 or 3 sentence, explain why the advantages are more significant, because these drawbacks can be fixed. These drawbacks can be fixed, and that's exactly what you write here, at least 2 sentences. And then therefore with proper measures in place, the positive impact can be harnessed, making it a valuable tool in today's interconnected world. This is a template that you just use where the rest everything template covers. Here this is because here 1 or 2 sentence, 2 or 3 rather, at least 2 sentences you write on your own, the rest just copy paste. I'll show you how to do that. Although more youth population over the elderly has its drawbacks, although topic, that's what we saw previously, has its drawbacks, with few measures it can be fixed. Now despite the numerical, this is what my supporting idea looks like. This much big may not be required because I have written whatever is justifiable. I want to write something that justifies the thing. I have to justify that it is less impactful. So despite numerical imbalance of favoring youth, means more youth, despite the presence of more youth over the elderly, a pragmatic solution lies in the appointment of one single manager entrusted with the responsibility of supervising a group exceeding at least 15 individuals. Less elderly, more youth. So give the managerial position to elderly. Such a strategic approach not only fills the void created by the shortage of elderly guidance, but also empowers young individuals with the mentorship necessary to make well-informed decisions. Well, don't worry if you're not capable, or if you think you're not able to produce such a vocabulary, not required. Write in simple terms. Though the population of elderly is very less compared to the youth, the actual solution lies in the appointment of one manager entrusted with the responsibility of guiding more than 15 individuals. This way, it not only solves the problem of less elderly population, it also empowers the youth to get the right guidance from the elderly, with which the good decisions can be harnessed. See, I am writing it, speaking it in my own. This is enough if you want 7 or 7.5. For 8, normal language is not suggested. You have to learn to write something of this. But 90% of the people would need 7 or 7.5 only. This is done, and now we will just put the last paragraph. Therefore, with proper measures, this is template in place, the positive impact of having less elderly over the youth or having the less elderly population can be harnessed, making it a valuable tool in today's interconnected world. The template will help you, the template will help you. Only this you need to write. Yes, you need to write. The structure, hope you have understood. You can write in your own simple words as well, but this is the structure. You need to prove that it is less impactful. It is not, very impactful disadvantage. Now, conclusion is very simple. Just use a template. See, intro and conclusion is not very, very important. So, there is no point in spending a lot of time. And since we are not sticking to just 4 paragraph structure, we are adding one more. You need lot of time, boss. So, intro and conclusion less than 2 minutes, you have to finish. This around 15 minutes, this will take around 6 to 7 minutes. The rest 2 minutes. So, that is how you divide, otherwise gone case. Be very careful. Now, conclusion, just use the template and finish it off. In conclusion, while the topic has advantages such as or disadvantages, the advantages it offers are undeniable. Therefore, now conclude. It is evident that advantages outweigh the disadvantage, reinforcing its importance in our modern society. Here we have to write one disadvantage. In conclusion, while the topic, you can write the topic only TOPIC, or if you want, while the topic of having less elderly population over the youth has its disadvantages such as lack of guidance and lack of informed decisions. The advantages it offers are undeniable. Therefore, it is evident that advantages outweigh the disadvantage, or advantage of the topic or advantages of having more youth than the elderly outweigh the disadvantage. Anything is fine. Overall, I need this word. In conclusion, while the topic of more youth over elderly, or you can say while more youth over elderly has its own disadvantages such as lack of mature guidance, the advantage it offers are undeniable. Therefore, it is evident that advantage of youth outnumbering the elderly, or you can just remove this because we have talked about this many times in the essay already. Advantages outweigh the disadvantage, reinforcing I need this word, and trust me, use the template, because if you use a gerund here, a comma and ing is a gerund, it is a complex sentence. We are mixing up a simple, compound, complex, and template gives you that. So, without a shadow of the doubt, you can use the template, and if you fill the data into it correctly, for sure you will get better marks towards your vocabulary and the grammar, reinforcing its importance in our society, modern society. There are a lot of the modifiers to talk about. See, I can talk endlessly about the template, how effective it is to get good marks for your grammar and vocabulary, but it will take a lot of time. So, I am telling you, just use it, definitely things will fall in place. A lot of words keeping in mind about your scores have been done carefully, so you can just rely on this, but also have told you how to fill the template. It's all about filling it. Alright, I really hope, I think that's all I've got. So I really hope this video made sense. Little lengthy video, but I believe you do appreciate it. If you like the video, do leave your appreciation with a thumbs up, because it takes a lot of effort to make. It's a single take. If you observe, there is no cut. It's a single take, right? It requires a lot of efforts, a lot of team efforts. The many people here holding a camera, light, and lot of things, editing part. So we do really appreciate if you appreciate our hard work and motivate us with your lovely comments and valuable suggestions. For this, I'll park it here, guys. Thanks so much. This is Nakul signing off from Skills IELTS. Very soon we'll be back. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.